Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Joshua. Joshua is from London in England, in the UK. So let's see what Joshua has to say. Enjoy the interview.
I
Hello.
do. Hello.
Hello Joshua, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for taking the time for the interview today. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
By the way, did you receive an alarm on your phone? You know this government thing.
Yeah.
I just received I was literally organizing myself here, and I received this alarm, and I remembered about this national alarm that everyone receives.
Yeah. It's quite scary actually.
Yes.
Weird that they just have your information and then there you go.
I was literally organizing something on my social media, and this alarm just came off, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, what's that?" And I just pressed like stop, and that I remember about this,
Well, if it was something, if it was a genuine text, then yeah, nice to know you.
Oh my God, I'm glad to hear that somebody received at the same time as well.
Yeah.
So Joshua, how's your day been so far?
Busy day today. Our clients in the morning, and then I had a client last minute wanting an extra half-hour session, and then that's why I went a bit late over. So yeah, no stress.
So tell me, what do you do for living, for work?
So I am an AMT. I am an advanced massage therapist. Been doing it for 16 years. Yeah, long time, and 4 years into my own business. So I'm a sort of CEO, entrepreneur, doing all the bits and pieces. And yeah, so we're doing that a long time.
Amazing. And I believe that you are an actor as well.
Yeah, and I do acting as well. Yeah, I've been doing that since I was 13. So I've been doing that for a long time. So when I'm auditioning or filming, I just don't take any bookings.
I see. And where are you from?
I'm from the UK. I'm from London. I'm from North London. Thus, the business is North London Massage Therapy. And yeah.
Born and raised?
Born and bred. Born and raised. Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me, how was growing up in London, in your opinion?
Controversial. No, my experience growing up in London, you sort of, I forget that I'm a Londoner sometimes. When I go into London and I see all the big buildings and I see the bridges and I see Tower Hill, I sometimes become a bit of a tourist myself, because you take it for granted because you live in such a great city, and you don't always necessarily, because I live in the suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't always, when you do venture into the city, you go, ooh, wow, you forget. But no, I had good experiences. I mean, I used to hang around Camden a lot. That's in North London. My younger days, I was a bit of a rocker. I listened to a lot of sort of heavy metal and rock music. So Camden was my scene. But now it's probably more, I prefer bars, quiet, relaxing, can actually speak to people, can actually hear what you're saying. I'm not having to shout over. But yeah, no, it's good. London now is was back then as well, very multicultural.
Mm-hmm.
Very difficult to find someone else when you're in London to hear another London British accent. So yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so through the journey, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your career, about your life, and also about your views. Before we start our journey, William the Magic Box, would you like to tell me something interesting about yourself?
Something interesting about myself. Well, I have a large skill set. So as being an actor, you have to always be taking on new skills. So I'm always looking to take on new skills. So skydiving, cooking, horse riding, guitar playing, drum playing, massage, if you want to add that into as a skill. I play snooker as a semi-professional. So I as like an amateur, so I played competitively. I play snooker competitively. Yeah, I had well, I say I had, this is not really an interesting thing about me, but my family had horses that went into the Olympics.
Oh wow.
And had I can show you. We won gold and silver medals in the Olympics.
In London in 2012?
Well, this one was from the Sydney Olympics in 2000. And then that was that was silver, and then that was gold from Athens in 2004, and that's also silver. So that was for the team event, and that was for the solo event. So yeah.
Oh my God, that's so interesting. So it means that your family was providing the horses for the athletes.
Yes, yeah. So we owned the horse, and then we sponsored the rider to ride for the family. And yeah, so growing up, I was always going to horse events, which is where I learned to then ride myself. So there you go. If that's something interesting, I don't know, but.
Oh my goodness, that's very interesting for sure. Oh my God, I love the medals. Oh my goodness, wow, amazing, wow. Yeah. Right, Joshua, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Go for it.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend. From the fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Sure.
Let's do it. Right. Yes, you can join me during the journey dancing. If comes up a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
No problem.
First question for you is, good question. If you're not yourself, would you like to be yourself, and why?
That is a great question. I guess, yeah, because everyone is unique, and I guess I am myself very unique. So why would I don't want to be anyone else but me. From the experiences and from the journey that I've taken up until now, if I had to live my life all over again, I probably would do it all over again. I probably would do, I mean, there's nothing in life that I massively regret. I try not to, but I do enjoy the stories and the knowledge that I've learned and developed along the way. I think I'm more of an open-minded person now than I was before. So, but I wouldn't be me now if I hadn't have gone through what I have been through. So yeah, so I wouldn't change.
Saying that, what's the best part of being yourself, in your opinion?
Best part of being myself is these are great questions, William. The best part of being me, that I have come to realize a few things. To be patient. So I find that I'm very patient. I have lots of patience. To have gratitude, to always be thankful for even the smallest of things. Waking up in the morning and just telling myself today's going to be a great day, regardless of whether it's sunshine, regardless of whether it's rain. So yeah, I think my mindset is probably the best. Hardworking, focused, determined. Nothing sort of gets in my way.
Amazing. Very good. Next question. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right. Next question is, my God, all these questions are coming to you. It's all very deep. What makes you a unique person?
Can I say ginger? I guess that's not so unique. There's lots of gingers out there.
It is unique for sure. Ginger people, they have charm. There's something about ginger that gets the attention straight away.
Yeah, sometimes. So
you don't need to be modest. You don't need to be modest most of the time.
No, it's not much. So sorry, repeat the question. What was the question?
What makes you a unique person?
What makes me a unique person? I would like to think my understanding of other people, trying to regulate my own emotional output rather than being triggered by the event and letting the event control me. I try to control myself in terms of how I feel towards the event or a person or a situation, whatever happens. It's all mindset, because we're so concerned about what other people think of us. Most of the time, they're concerned about what we think of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I try to have that mindset always.
It's always like a fight in our heads, like, you know what I mean? What they're thinking, what we are thinking, we are judging or not judging, what's happening. There's always something happening.
Yeah. So trying to control that and realize nobody's perfect. You know, we've all got our faults, we've all got our issues, we've all got our baggage. So, and everyone comes with a past. So trying not to judge, I think.
Amazing. Yeah. Next one. Let's do it. Right. Before the next question, tell me what North London massage therapy stands out compared with other places in the UK. What's something interesting about the place? Something that's unique about going for a massage in your business?
Well, so the business is mobile only. So we cater to people's homes, which in itself is unique because it caters to convenience. You don't have to worry about driving, traffic, parking, all of that stuff. Also turns with flexibility in terms of your schedule. Normally people have to book an appointment and you have to show up and not be late. But if you take all of that out, that's another thing. And then in terms of my level of qualification, so I'm one of the highest qualified in the UK. And so my knowledge comes with, I have my degrees in anatomy, physiology, biology, and pathology. And so there's nothing in terms of bones, muscles, tendons, ligaments. So it's essentially, the next step for me would be becoming a doctor, go PhD. So in terms of the knowledge and the value that I bring, it's more than just a session. It's allowing for the person to have self-awareness in their own posture, because a lot of the time we're not aware of our own curvature in our spine. And most of the time when people sleep, for instance, sleep's a massive culprit to why we have bad backs. We all strive to have good posture, and we all know that we should have good posture. So like, this is just an example. So we all try to sit up, but inevitably we always forget, and everyone always slouches.
Yeah.
So instilling that self-awareness, again, it's just elevating the session. So I try to layer all my knowledge and all the modalities that I've learned into harnessing it into one bulk package, rather than most of the time you'd go into a spa, you'd have a nice relaxing massage and they'd say, okay, thank you very much. And then that would be that. So you're getting knowledge and my expertise as well to your own door, you know.
Amazing. Okay. Next question is, tell us about your guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure. Well, I said that I grew up with two older brothers, and they were massively influential to me in terms of my music taste. So heavily into rock, heavily into like metal and screaming. But I guess a guilty pleasure is that I do sometimes enjoy the pop and the Justin Biebers and the Spice Girls and F Club 7, because I was born in the 80s, so I still have a soft spot for the 80s and the 90s and all of that music as well. So it's not all.
No, the 80s, it's the best decade of music. Yeah. Literally, there are no comparison, you know. When I listen a lot of 80s as well. When I listen to it, I just go like, my goodness, I wish I was my age right now, doing that time just for a weekend or just for a week, just for
just go back
to get to see, to get to feel the vibe at that time without technology. You know, people, they need to play, they need to create music, you know, creating them, doing it. And I think that's one of my biggest wishes. I could go back just with this age right now, just to feel that vibe at the time.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. So that would be a guilty pleasure, I guess. Yeah.
Right. Ready for another one?
Sure.
Let's do it. All right. Next question is, what scares you the most about your future?
Ooh, that's what scares me the most about my future. I put a lot of pressure on myself, I know, in business, and I know that I struggle to have a life-work balance. I think a lot of people do, but I think particularly when you try to run your own business, it's even harder, because even on the days off, I'm still working. So I guess what scares me is to, for the future, is to not be successful. I'm trying to strive to be successful. And then I think the obvious one, just losing, in terms of my future, just losing parents, losing grandparents, you know, being alone, making sure making sure that the time that you have with your loved ones is make sure that it's precious, you know.
Who in your family you are more close to?
I'd probably say my mum. I'm pretty close with my mum. And my brothers. We generally have a very strong connection. So I come from a Jewish background, and so Jewish families are very big families, very interconnected, like the Irish, like the Italians, Americans, big family networks. And I feel very blessed that I'm very close with my brothers. I went camping with them around Europe.
Wow.
We traveled and camped all over Europe, and I'm actually going camping at the end of this month as well, but it's separate. So yeah, my brothers, I'd say, actually.
What means separate? You're going to camp to separate. What do you mean by that?
No, I'm going camping.
Just teasing you. You don't need to answer. I'm just joking. Oh dear. Next question. Let's do it. Right. Joshua from London. Next question is, what do you think people need to know about each other before they start a relationship?
What should people... what their relationships are like with their parents. How they talk to their parents, what their mindsets are, how they perceive the world, how they perceive life, how they perceive others. You can tell quite a fair bit. You know, it's too easy to say, oh, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite food? These are superficial questions, which you can get to know that in the end, eventually. But I think because today's world is very heavily online based dating. And so just because two people match, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to get along. And even if they have the same goals, or they want to get married, they want to have kids, great, it still doesn't mean they're going to get along. So making sure that they understand each other's needs. I am a believer in love language, the 5 different love languages, and so I think men are very heavily based on touch, love language. And yeah, if you're not giving what the other person needs, eventually, yeah, it's not going to last.
Which one of the 5 love languages you are more connected with? You express yourself the most?
In giving? Receiving.
Yeah, both giving and receiving.
Giving and receiving. Yeah. So like I said, touch.
Yeah.
Being affectionate. I like gifting. So I'm a bit of all 5, but I do lean more towards the touch one. But gifting, words of affection, I'm not so bothered about. You know, you're beautiful, you're handsome. It doesn't bother. I think because in the acting industry, you get told you're amazing all the time, and it sort of loses its meaning a little bit, because the industry is a little bit fickle. Because if you can't remember someone's name, most of the time they go, "Oh, darling, oh, lovely," you know. So words of affection for me. The other one, what's the other one? Acts of kindness. Acts of kindness. Yeah, I think is quite nice. You see, that's gone down my list. And then the other one is, what's the other one? Acts of kindness, gifting, words of affection,
touching,
and I think it's time spent together.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure that you go on dates. This one, I think this is a big one. You know, I think for a lot of couples, the lowest form of time spent together, and we all do it, is watching TV. Watching TV with each other, watching a movie with each other. But making sure that you're going out on dates, making sure that you're sharing experiences with each other, because the more experiences you have, the more memories you start to create with that person. And so I think that is actually very important. That and touch, for me, I think they're the two top for me.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Right. Next question is, what motivates the most in life?
One more.
Your beard.
My beard. I always scratch and touch my beard when I'm thinking. That's yeah. It's my source of power. What motivates me? I think just having gratitude. Again, it just goes back to having gratitude, being thankful that trying to have a positive mindset rather than saying like, oh, I have to go to work. I say, I get to go to work. You know, I get to be my own boss. I get to see my friends. I get to go out. I get to see my family. For some people, they say, oh, I have to get up in the morning. And you notice that when people say, oh, I don't want to get out of bed, that makes it harder to get out of bed.
Yeah.
So what motivates me is trying to keep that positive mindset. I read a lot of positive sort of books. There's a really great book. I'd recommend anyone to read it. It's called The Magic of Thinking Big. It's incredible. It's by a doctor called David Schwartz. And it's fantastic. Not only does it help you in business, but it helps you with your everyday life as well. Trying to smile, you know, keeping, so yeah, that's positivity, gratitude, and staying humble, actually. That's a big one. You know, no matter who you are, where you come from, I think if you are an arrogant person, then it's no good. So yeah.
It's interesting saying that, because I strongly believe the same. I think that, you know, everything is here. If you wake up in the morning saying, oh, another day, trust me, it's going to be hard. Yeah. If you wake up, even like 5 hours sleep, you're going to go like, you know what? I'm going to wake up, I'm going to do my things, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to organize. Trust me, it's going to go so well your day. And actually, people, they don't like, I like Mondays. I don't know you, but I love Mondays. People, they go like, oh, I love it. It's like, for me, it's a start of something, a start of a week, it's a start of people. Usually when people start like new resolutions or, you know, goals, they always, oh, I'm gonna start on Monday, I'm gonna do on Monday, you know what I mean? There's always something connected with Monday. So I've seen Monday as a nice day, it's a good day, you know what I mean? For sure. Of course, if you have like, let's say, a long weekend, you are busy and somehow you're gonna have like, you know, a long day on Monday, it's fine, you know what I mean? It's a starter of something.
Yeah, it's true. It is. I mean, you can't be happy 24/7.
Of course not. But
you certainly can find, like you said, it's trying to be reactive to the moment rather than let the moment make you react to it. Yeah.
It's funny because, for example, when I know that I'm not gonna sleep like let's say long hours that I needed, that's when I set my mind. I go like, you know what? I know I'm not gonna sleep, but I'm gonna make it tomorrow. And trust me, after you start your day, you see the difference. You don't feel tired because you already educated your mind. You already told them. You send the message. You know, it's gonna be.
It's your the conscious thoughts that we have. Or the conscious verbal things that we say to ourselves, the subconscious is listening.
Absolutely.
It's always listening, and that's what's impacts us the most. So always, absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
3 questions left for you. Let's do it. Right. Before the next question, tell me how massage therapy came into your life and acting as well.
Interesting. Okay. So I can start at the beginning. So acting was that I went to my secondary school was a vocational school. So they did the dancing, the acting, the singing, the drama. They also did the English, math, science, everything like that. But when you joined the school, you automatically went onto the agency. So I was very lucky as a child to grow up doing auditions, getting work, and just loving it, just loving the moment, because there is a part of you as the actor that loves the center of the attention, all eyes on me. So there is that, the ego side of the actor. But it is a very hard industry. And I did go to drama college, and I did study, and I did train originally as an actor. And they do they set you up to finish and say, hey, when you leave here, you're going to be an actor. And that's not the case. There's so much rejection that never gets talked about. You know, I could do 20 auditions in a month and get all no's, and then just do another one, and then it'd be a yes. And then everyone's like, oh, you're an actor, what are you in? And then it becomes interesting. But if you're not working, everyone's like, oh, so you're not really an actor. And it's like, it's a really difficult industry. But the main thing is just be persistent, just keep going regardless of the rejection.
Always.
The massage came in sort of counterbalance, because when I wasn't acting, what do you do? I had worked for other people. I had worked in an office. I had worked in a bar. I had worked in like insurance at a desk, and I just didn't get along with people telling me what to do. And because I'm an actor, you've got a big personality, a very physical job, and I can't be stuck behind a desk being quiet and, you know, paperwork. And so my personality was clashing a lot with a lot of people. And then when I was about 17, and I went on the Euro trip with my brothers, and we were camping along the way, I had a lifetime changing experience when I was 17. I got taken away from my brothers, and I was actually arrested. And yeah, wasn't anything crazy, but I was arrested. I was taken away from them. I didn't see them for about, I'd say, 24 hours. We went into the border. We got pulled over. We all got searched. I went to the station, waited for an interpreter, got interrogated, got strip searched, hadn't seen them still, went down to the cells, shared the cells with 2 other guys, slept like terribly. And then in the morning, I remember going into the office with a different officer, didn't speak the language. And, you know, he's saying, oh, are you hungry? Food? Do you want a coffee? Do you want a cigarette? Do you want to watch TV? Do you want to? And I was just like, and I hadn't seen my brothers. I was basically waiting to hear it to go to court to see if I was going to get 3 years. Like I said, it wasn't anything bad. I think they were just trying to scare the young tourists that had come into their country. And basically, when I saw my brothers again, this is why I'm so close with them. When I saw them again and I was out of there, I gave them a hug. You have no idea the power of, for me, what that hug meant. For me, that hug meant I was safe. That hug meant that I was going to be looked after. I was going to be protected. I was home. I felt home again. It was, even now I can feel myself being back in that situation, but it was just a very powerful experience for me. And it's what pushed me to the massage, because I wanted to give that same experience back to my clients.
Wow.
I wanted them to feel that they're in safe hands, that they can trust me, you know, they can trust me. You know, because when we touch someone, there's 3 different types of touch. There's aggressive touch, there's sexual touch, and then there's like just confirming, you know, everything's going to be all right sort of thing. And so that is what I wanted to give back to my clients. That's what I want to give back to the community. That's what I wanted to give back to people. So the acting happened. But then that experience happened. That's what pushed me into massage. And now I've gone back to acting. So like I said, when I'm not acting, I do clients. And when I'm acting, I don't do clients. So yeah.
Beautiful story. Amazing.
Yeah.
Next question is, do you have any pet peeves?
Pet peeves?
Yeah.
I got too many. How much time have we got?
What comes to your mind? The first one that comes to your mind, it drives you crazy.
The first one that drives me crazy is probably bad table manners when you're eating at a table. I grew up in a very traditional household. My parents were very traditional, and you get disciplined and all that. So yeah, when I've been out, and I remember being on a date one time, and the girl had finished eating, but then had just left everything on the table. And obviously the etiquette is that you put your knife and fork together, and that signals to the waiter that we're done. But because she hadn't, and this was a first date or a second date, I think it was second date, and I was sitting there talking to her, and I was like, and I'm thinking, just put your knife and fork together. Just put your knife and fork together, and we can carry on this evening. Otherwise, and eventually I turned around to her and I said, "Are you finished?" And she went, "Yeah." And I knew, because we'd been sat there for half an hour. So I reached over and just put the knife and fork together, and I just like, yeah, that was my, yeah.
It was the end of the day. That's it. Never saw her anymore.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. So, yeah, pet peeves. And then I guess just general tidiness, clean, tidy.
Mm-hmm.
That's usual, having stuff everywhere.
I can see now people watch the interview, and if they feel like going a date with you, I can see them behave at the table like very nice. But the catering together, make sure that everything nice just to impress you, to make sure they're going the right direction.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's a good start.
Yeah, that would be a good start. Yeah. Yeah.
2 questions left. Let's do it. Next question for you is, what's the strangest or funniest gift have you ever received?
What's the strangest or funniest gift I've ever received? Strange or funniest? It was my birthday back in March, just gone at the 30th of March. And I received a candle in the shape of breasts, in the shape of... So I don't know if that's funny or not. I mean, yeah. I think I'm quite an easy person to buy for, but people seem to just buy me weird things. I don't know. Yeah.
It's funny. Her birthday, the 3rd of March. A very good friend of mine, her birthday is on 3rd of March as well.
Yeah.
Back in Portugal. Yes, good one. Wow, Aries, they are the childish of the whole, the whole circle of astrology. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. One of my biggest idol that I grew up with, watching every single day. Her name is Xuxa. She's an entertainer back in Brazil for children in the 80s. She's Aries. Well, she's Aries, and it's as you say, they always go for it. They persistent. They try. They never give up easily.
Yeah,
easily. Ready for the last one?
Sure.
Last question. Let's do it. You feel like you're listening to the music, the high volume, yeah?
Yeah.
Before the next question, through your career as a massage therapist, tell me a moment or an experience that you had with a client that you're never going to forget, that always going to have a special place in your heart.
I know straight away. So I can't go into too much detail because of client confidentiality.
Of course.
But when you treating people, especially in their own homes, and they feel very relaxed, they do have a tendency, people do tend to open up to you. People do tell you things that stay private within the session, and it doesn't go out. but one person was so stressed, and they had been holding it in for such a long time that by the end of the session, they just start break down in tears.
Wow.
And it just goes to show how powerful touch can be. And, you know, because essentially tears are our own body mechanics of letting out stress. It carries the chemicals in the tear ducts and it all comes out. And I felt very honored and blessed to share that experience with the person, and that they felt safe enough that they could allow themselves to let it out. I hadn't protected myself in that session. So it hit me quite hard, and it stayed with me for quite a bit of the day after. So yeah, you have to be careful when you go into sessions. But that one stuck in my mind, because I was just so happy that they tried so many times to have a massage, not from me, just generally, and they couldn't do it. They just freaked out every time. They just couldn't do it. And so I felt, like I said, very, very honored that it was me and I got to share that experience with them. So, yeah.
Amazing. Last question for you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. In 5 years' time, I would like to have my own place, house-wise. I would like to have some employees. So I want to expand the business. I want to grow the business. I want to take on some more therapists. And potentially, if I do buy my own house, I would like to set a room up so I can work from home, create a little spa room from home, still be mobile, but allow people to come to me now. And potentially be married, potentially be a bit, settled and relaxed, because I'm in 5 years' time, what am I? I'm going to be 40. So, yeah, by that point, I'd like to, or at least be engaged, let's say. Yeah, there you go. So that's quite big goals.
Can you feel that's coming? Can you feel it? Can you kind of, do you intuition that's, this, let's say the right person is coming somehow, is kind of connecting or not? Do you have any connection?
I used to in the past. I used to wear my heart on my sleeve quite a lot. I used to give myself quite freely to people, but that sort of ends up getting you hurt quite quick if you give yourself too soon. If they're not ready, they have their own baggage, they have their own issues to contend with. And then vice versa, when I've not been ready and people are like all over you, and I say it's too much, too soon. I actually, you're from Brazil, correct?
Yeah.
So I dated a Brazilian female girl, and I liked her, but I found her very jealous, and I found her very controlling and very needy.
Scorpio.
I love all people. I love everyone. I do. But it was just so intense. It was just so intense that I needed space. I needed space. And then the last one, we spoke about kids, we spoke about marriage, we spoke about moving in, but it wasn't meant to be. It didn't happen because we couldn't find a compromise. She wanted one thing, I wanted one other thing, and we couldn't find a middle ground. And so, yeah. So you know when it's there. You do know when it's there.
I think Brazil, we watch too much soap opera, and so we get too involved.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Okay.
Okay.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like. Don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Family.
Love.
Money.
Power.
One word for love.
One word for love. One word for love. Respect.
Life.
Living.
Sex.
Passionate.
Politics.
That's a hard one. Greedy. Greed.
Religion.
Interesting.
Fear.
Encompass. Encourage. Encouragement.
Friendship.
Friendship. Necessary.
Desire.
Desire. Desire. Pass. Pass. That's a hard one. Desire.
Danger. I would say danger. Desire.
Danger.
Okay.
Wary. Yeah. Tread carefully.
Regrets.
Unfortunate.
Success.
Humility.
Wish.
Unnecessary.
Happiness.
Necessary.
One word for London.
Beautiful.
One word for England.
Quaint.
Like that. As we're gonna have the coronation, you know, King Charles in a few weeks' time, very soon. One word for royal family.
Dignified, respectful. Yeah.
Okay. One word for acting.
Love it. Love. Yeah. Resilient. Resilient.
And the last one now, massage therapy. One word.
Kindness.
Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your brothers for a coffee, and I'm going to ask them, define Joshua in one positive word and one negative word. What they would say.
If you were to meet my brothers, have a coffee, one positive word, one negative word. Stubborn.
Positive or negative?
That's the negative. But passionate. Very, yeah. Passionate.
Okay, let's play now Joshua in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. All right, you can ask me a question now.
What motivates you to do what you do? I know you said about business, but where do you get your drive to push yourself to want to do what you do?
I'll tell you something now, Joshua. When you were saying about your passion about acting, about doing your therapy, massage therapy, it's the same feeling as well. It's interesting when you do, as you said, when you do something with passion, when you work in something that you don't stop, you just do it. Even days off, you just do it because it brings you pleasure, it brings you satisfaction, it just brings you love and happiness all together. So I think the main thing about doing the magic box, it's about expressing myself. It's about, letting my guests, express themselves as well. I have no idea. When I press here the button to accept when I send the email on Zoom, when I see my guests for the very first time, my eyes shine because we are making memories. We're literally making memories. It's something happening. There's a connection there. It meant to happen. It meant to be. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's like I forget that I'm recording. I forget that, I just see the interview properly when I'm editing. That's when I say, oh, that's, sometimes I go like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. I can't believe because it's so natural for me. I feel like talking to someone, like a friend. So
is this something, I mean, how long have you been doing this? Is this something you've been doing for a long time?
No, 2 years. I started in the lockdown, 2020. I started doing yeah.
What were you doing before lockdown then?
I'm still working. It's not my full-time job. That's not my full-time job. I work hospitality for the last few years, and it's not my full-time yet, but I'm working hard to get, the channel as a full-time, because it's I go to bed thinking about the Magic Box. I wake up every single morning, like, the first thing comes to my mind, my God, who am I gonna interview today? Who am I gonna connect with? Or how many interviews I have booked? How many I had to edit, how many videos, which people I'm gonna connect with, how many people I need to, what I mean? There are a lot of things happening. So every single day when I'm going to the cinema, I'm thinking about the Magic Box. When I'm showering, when I'm traveling, my friends go like, William, and I can connect as well. I can easily connect. Yeah. Like, for example, when I go, for me, going to the movies, it's a therapy, because that's the moment when I forget about everything. But as soon as the movie finish, when I get on my phone, that's it. I start everything again. I know it's there, but it's not like, I don't see it as something bad, something good. You know what I mean? I love it.
Yeah. Well, they say if you love what you do, then it's play. If you don't love what you do, then it becomes work.
And I'll tell you something now. I admire those people growing up, and even before I started doing the Magic Box, I remember talking to friends, to people, and I admire so much. And I found those people very lucky when they go like, I love what I do. I was born to do that. Yeah. And I strongly believe that all of us, we can do different things and still be happy and still have a beautiful life. Yeah. But I was always asking myself, my goodness, what I came to this world for? Growing up, I wanted to be a dancer, I wanted to be an actor, I wanted to be perform, I wanted to do a lot of things, and I could do, and be a teacher, a lot of things that I wanted to do, and I could do it. And actually, massage therapy is something that crossed my mind as well. And I think I would love doing it, because I'm about energy. As you said about touching, I'm a touching person. Like when I talk to people, I'm touchy. Yeah. Sometimes I watch myself, because it's the people go like, oh, you know what I mean? But when I'm with friends, I'm just like, I'm in there. You know what I mean? I'm there, like intense, So I could do as well, and I would love it, because that's where you exchange energy, and I would love that. I think I would love to do that as well. Maybe I could do sometimes, like train with you. Maybe you could train me somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking into becoming a teacher, but it's further down the line.
So yes, I there's so many things. But when I started doing the Magic Box, I have no idea. I said to myself, okay, that's meant to be for me. And if I would see someone doing that, I would go like, oh my goodness, I would love to be doing that. So it came as a present. It came along in a very dark time when the world went upside down regarding the COVID crisis. You know what I mean? I went for a run in the park one day, and this idea came along, and I was like, oh my God, that's what I'm going to do. You see how excited I get? I get so excited talking about it.
That's great. There's so many people, I think, that they don't know what they want to do, and it's very rare, like you said, to find people that are very passionate about what they do. It doesn't matter what it is.
Doesn't matter what. Yeah, doesn't matter.
Literally anything. It could be anything. But unfortunately, society, friends, family, they put a lot of pressure on people, especially younger people, to say, you've got to figure it out. You've got to know what you're doing by the time you're 30. You've got to know what you're doing by the time you're 18.
Absolutely.
But if you turn around and said, well, do you know what you're doing? Or did you know what you were doing by 20? No, you didn't. So I don't know why we put pressure on
the next generation. Again, it comes from a good place as well, you know what I mean? But it's not like that, you need to be. And again, some people, they are very lucky. Some people, I know people that they found that as a child. They start growing up, and I found my passion, very a young age. So there's not always time. And actually, I had an interview with a lovely man from California last year, and he found his passion at 50 years old. He said, William, I didn't know what passion was until then. And he had a trouble situation in his life regarding the relationship. And when he woke up, and he said, oh my God. And now he's living the best of his life. I could see his eyes shine when he was talking about his art, what he's doing right now. So there are no rules, there are no age, but keep going, keep believing, keep, you know what I mean? Even if you do different things, you know, you're going to find your path.
Test, try,
Yeah.
taste,
Yeah.
go, travel,
Be open-minded. Be open, be approachable, and you have no idea where this can take you. So yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's my answer to you, full of excitement.
It's fantastic.
Did you enjoy the interview?
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to see you, meet you, and there were some tough questions, I got to say. They were much harder than I thought they were going to be.
And they are all here in front of me. I strongly believe the right questions come to the right people. So there we go. Before you go, Joshua, by the way, thanks so much for taking the time. Thanks for being so kind. And I know how busy you are, and you took the time for the interview. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or something that you live by.
I think just to maybe summarize what we've said, I mean, it's totally my perspective generally is no matter who you are and what you're doing, just do it. You know, you don't be concerned about what your mum says, what your friend says, what your girlfriend, boyfriend says, what the dog says. It's your life. You know, God showed it to you. I'm not a massive religious person, but whatever the vision you've seen, they showed it to you. You know, so if you turn around and say it to someone who is mediocre or average or who has settled, and you tell them a big idea, they'll say, no, you're silly, you're stupid, don't do that, you're foolish, and they'll try and pull you down. If you tell that big idea to someone who is in another big place, they'll say, that's great, that's fantastic, do it, follow your... So that's what I said, don't listen to the outside world or the outside voices, just do what you feel is right.
Listen to your intuition. The intuition never lies. The intuition never lies. That's no, it's here. It's here. It's here. It's in you. You know what I mean? It's in you. You know when it feels right. That's what I believe as well.
When in fear, take action.
That
when in fear, take action, and always say yes. The power of now. Just say yeah. This interview, you messaged me, and I just went, yeah. Just say yeah, and you'll be surprised what can happen, who you meet, where you go.
Totally. And I believe as well, if you feel these butterflies before you make a decision, it's a good sign. If you feel scared, just go. That's a good sign. If you don't feel anything, it's a bad sign. But if you feel scared, if you feel these butterflies, if you feel anxious, do it. That's a good sign for you to just go for it. So yeah,
you can have that one. When in fear, take action.
Always. Don't take the fear take over you. You control the fear and do it. That's what I'm saying. Joshua, it was a pleasure, and I see you in London sometimes. My goodness, we live in the same city. See you sometime in London. Okay?
Yeah.
Keep in touch. Take care. Okay.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.